Today we are going to be cooking a 3-course holiday meal, and all these recipes are kind of inspired by the 50s. All these recipes in today's video are brand new, at least new to me. They're all delicious and of course super easy to make and perfect for the holidays. Let's get started. All right, so first up is our appetizer today, and the appetizer we're gonna make is a Snowman cheese ball. A cheese ball was a very popular appetizer back in the 1950s. The one we're gonna make today is the easiest because the actual cheese ball part is only one ingredient. So like I mentioned, this cheese ball is gonna be super easy because all we're using for the actual cheese ball part is some good old Boursin cheese. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up one of these. Since we are making a snowman, we want to have one kind of bigger ball on the bottom and a smaller ball on top. I guess you could do 3 balls if you wanted to, but we're just gonna do 2. So I'm just gonna cut maybe a third off of this one, and then I'm gonna add it to this one over here. The smaller one, of course, will be our top. So now all you do is wrap it in your plastic wrap. I'm gonna shape it into our ball. All right, so I have my larger ball and my small ball. Let me grab my plate. So I'm just gonna add some grated Parmesan cheese to a plate. This is actually gonna be the plate that I serve it on as well. But next, we're gonna take each of our little snowman halves. I'm just gonna kind of roll it around in this Parmesan cheese, just to give it that fluffy snow look. Plus, it's delicious. And then of course, we're gonna start to assemble our snowman. We're gonna use some little pretzel sticks for its arms. So I thought, why not just kind of put 1 or 2 in its body and its head, just to kind of hold it together a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out really good. All right, next, I'm just gonna take some of this shredded mozzarella and kind of put it around for the snow. I might add a little bit more Parmesan as well. And you can also roll this cheese ball in the shredded mozzarella if you want to. I've seen people doing it both ways. Just gonna kind of add some around. I kind of like it with just the Parmesan, so it looks more like snow, more smooth. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, of course, our snowman has to have a little carrot nose, so I just cut one from an actual carrot. Stick it in there. So like I said, for the arms, I'm just gonna use a couple little pretzel sticks. Stick those in there. And then for his eyes and mouth and maybe a couple buttons, I just have some peppercorns we're gonna use. Then whatever crackers you want, let's just put some of those around. So we're just gonna lay a little rosemary branch over there, and look how stinking cute that is. And that took me 5 minutes with talking, with filming. This would be so perfect to take to any party. So next, we're actually gonna get working on our dessert for today. I know back in the 50s and 60s maybe, they always made their dessert earlier in the day, or they made it first so that would be ready. And then when they went to make, the main dish, their dinner, dessert would already be done. So we're gonna get going on that next. And this recipe is called Cherries in the Snow. I didn't find if this recipe was actually popular in the 1950s. However, there was a super popular lip color and a nail color made by Revlon that was like the most popular red color back in the 1950s. I think it came out in 1952. So that's where the inspiration for this dessert comes from, but it also just happens to be red, perfect for the holidays, and it looks delicious. So this recipe is also super easy because you're actually gonna start with a pre-made angel food cake. This is just, I think, a 9-inch angel food cake. I got it from Walmart. And we're just gonna take a big bowl and we're just gonna crumble up this whole cake inside of that bowl. Next to a separate bowl, we're gonna need 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. I just popped mine in the microwave for a few seconds. And to that, we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. We're also gonna add about 1/2 cup of milk, and then about a teaspoon or so of vanilla extract. Again, all these recipes will be linked down below for you, so you don't have to memorize anything or write anything down. So we're gonna just get our mixer and mix up everything really well together. Then next we're gonna need 1 container of whipped topping, and we're just gonna gently kind of fold this in together. Once that's all combined, we're gonna bring back over our angel food cake, and we're just gonna gently stir everything in together. And I'll show you in just a second. I mean, you could take a spoon to the bowl of this whipped topping and angel food cake mixture just by itself, but just wait, because we gotta add in our cherries to our snow. This recipe is so easy and so good. So you can use a clear 9x13 dish, but I thought how fitting was this one. It kind of fits in with our little 50s theme we have going on today. So I'm just gonna bring over that cake mixture, get it in the bottom of our dish, and then next all we're gonna need is 2 cans of cherry pie filling. And I'm just gonna open those up, simple as that, add those right over top. And it just looks so festive. I love this dessert. There is no cooking required at all, so perfect to make super quick to take somewhere, and it's just super festive. You do want to cover this and refrigerate it for at least about 30 minutes before serving, but you are going to love this. If you've never tried, make sure to give this recipe a try. And by the way, that lipstick color Revlon Cherries in the Snow, you can actually still purchase that today. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's time to get into our main dish, or our entree for the night. And of course, if you have guessed, the most popular entree back in the 1950s was a meatloaf. But we're gonna try a new recipe, new to me tonight. I've actually been wanting to try this one for quite some time now. It looks so good. I've seen it all over social media. So tonight's the night. Let's give it a try. So to start, in our bowl over here, I have 2 pounds of 80/20 ground beef. I also have half a bag of the Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix. You can either use that one, or you can just use 1 box of the stovetop stuffing, because I believe the stovetop is a little bit less. So I'm also gonna add some milk in there, some onion, add a little extra seasoning. Of course, that stuffing mix does have the herbs and seasonings included with it, but I really like this Dano's seasoning. It's salt-free, so you can add a good bit of flavor in there with that. I do add a little sprinkle of salt, some black pepper, and again, I'll have this whole recipe linked down below for you. We're gonna add a couple eggs, and then I bring over my fancy mixer, aka Darren, my husband. He does not mind mixing this. Something about raw meat, and I don't have my gloves that I normally like to have. I can't stand the feeling of that meat getting under my fingernails, so he graciously offered to mix it up for me. And then of course, next we're just gonna pop it in our dish over here. You can use any sort of dish with sides. It doesn't have to be a loaf pan, but I do shape it into a loaf. Next, we're gonna make our little sauce topping, or our glaze that goes on top. I'm not a huge ketchup fan, so my glaze is mostly barbecue sauce. I do add a little bit of ketchup in there, about a teaspoon of mustard, some Worcestershire, some honey, and then some brown sugar. So I'm just gonna mix that up really well together, but I'm gonna set that sauce to the side for now, and our meatloaf goes into the oven at 350. We're gonna do it about 30 minutes before we add the sauce. After that 30 minutes is up, I just add my sauce right on top of the meatloaf, pop it back in there, and this bakes for another 30 to 45 minutes depending on how thick it is, but you want your internal temperature to be about 165. And y'all, I'm so glad I finally tried this recipe. It was super delicious, super easy to make, and I have to say that sauce on top might have been my favorite part. We served ours up with some mashed potatoes and green beans. This was the perfect entree for our little 1950s holiday inspired meal. Alrighty, my friends, if you loved today's video, please let me know down in the comments. Leave a Christmas tree emoji down there so I'll know that you stopped by. I would love to say hello to you all. Also, I'm going to have another video right here on the screen. If you like this one, I think you should also go and check that one out. I will meet you guys over there, and I will see y'all again really soon in my next video. Bye, y'all.